Hey guys, Jano Zero, how you doing? I hope all is well in YouTube land. Whatever part of the world that you are in, okay, we're going to build some rabbit cages, some rabbit hutches, whatever it is that you want to call them. Let me get a couple things out of the way before we get into it. One, I am not a cageologist or a rabbitometrist or any of that kind of stuff, right? I'm just a dude, a regular old dude who raises rabbits. We sell rabbits for pets. We sell rabbits to shows. We have rabbits for food. So we're building a cage today out of some materials. So I'm not an expert. So don't give me a bunch of crap about it. I'm doing it wrong. Two, the materials that we're using is wire shelving. Yes, it can get a little bit pricey. This stuff that you see right here is approximately $200 worth of materials. Why is that okay for a guy who's broken, just a regular dude? Two reasons. One, these are solid, easy to take care of, and they are probably going to be the last rabbit cages that we ever have to build. They are very solid. They're coated. We have one up in the barn already that we use, and I just love it. Man, they are awesome, awesome cages. They've got plenty of space, and they're easy to get into, easy to get in and out of, easy to get the rabbits in and out of. And when we get done, this will be 3.5 approximately foot, a 40-inch wide by 3-foot wide cage. There'll be 4 of these cages. So that'll be 4 cages for our doe rabbits, our meat rabbits. That is going to work out to be about $50 a piece, which is okay. Don't have to buy it all at once. We bought a little bit here, a little bit there. If you look at your local whatever store that you get this stuff from, Lowe's, Home Depot, oftentimes you'll have a piece that is bent that you can get a discount for, or they've already discounted it. We got that one 12-foot piece down there for $5 because it was bent up, and it's okay. I'm okay with that. So there you have it. That's all the disclaimers out of the way. So let's start building. The tools that I'm going to use some hog rings. These are, what are these? Like 1.25-inch hog rings, and of course the little hog ring pliers. We're going to need some big bolt cutters for cutting and trimming things that we need to do. We're going to use some side cutters, just regular old wire cutters, and just regular wire will work. You don't have to have any of this kind of stuff. You can just wire them together if you want to sit there and twist, but sometimes too, these are the little rebar tie things with the wires that go with it. Which means that you just take your piece of wire, and any dudes who worked rebar and concrete will know, you just wrap your wire around there, so you put this through the loop, and then you can just sit there and twist, and it'll twist your wire up for you. So this is just some fancy tools, all of about $4 at Lowe's, and then of course the hog ring and the pliers was, I think, about $10 roughly. So anyway, what we're going to do is we have we have a total of 4 of the 12-foot by 20-inch by half-inch mesh. The tight mesh. This is going to be the floor. We have 4 of these. We have 2 of the 12-foot by 16-inch by 1-inch. These are going to be the sides. We're going to use the tight mesh for the bottom and the top, so we can keep everything the same size. And these are going to be the sides, the 16-inch wides. And then we have that one piece, which is a 1-foot by 12-foot by 1-inch shelf that we got to cut into sections to put on the ends. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get some of our hog rings, and we're going to put down our 2 bottom pieces. And then every so often, we're going to see we got one here on the end already. Every few inches, we're going to come through. We're going to put in one of these hog rings with the little pointy ends down. We're going to drop them through where you can never find it again. These things here you can load like this. That'll fit right into your little hog ring pliers thing. And you can just come through periodically, every few inches on your bottom, and squeeze that together. And of course, since it's on video, it's not going to work right. Squeeze it together. Alright, take 3. Now we're going to squeeze that together, like that. And that'll pull these 2 sections together, and that's going to be a good solid base for the rabbits to walk on, and it won't spread apart. So like I said, every few inches, I would say probably every, I don't know, that much, 5, 6 inches roughly, we're going to put one of these hog rings all the way down the bottom. And once we get that done, then we'll get back and we'll start putting the sides on. So we'll see you here directly. Okay guys, we got a combination of the wire and the hog rings on our floor, the bottom part of the cage. Now we've got one of our side pieces here, which is the 16-inch. And we're going to start wiring it together. The beauty of these things is you can just take it and lay it down like this and start your wire through down here at the end. Yes, I don't have my hat on. So now we're just going to take our wire here, just like that. We're going to wire these sides together, and then we'll come through and trim off those wires in a little while to make them all even and uniform. But so now we're just going to go down and wire the sides together. That way we can just stand it right up when we get it all wired on there. So we're going to wire these sides on. You want to make sure that your lips on your bottom part, the lip is going out and up on the edge like we have it, and then this bottom shelf, the lip is coming across the top. That makes a nice top for you. So now we just go through and wire these sides on. Okay guys, so we got our 12-inch now that we got pretty much just as a scrap piece to cut our ends with. So the first piece we're going to cut is we got the lip at the bottom, the bottom of the cage sitting on the bottom of the lip there, and I'm going to tie it together in a couple of places just to hold it steady, and then we're going to trim it off. So that we can cut another piece for our next side. Now these aren't going to be, I mean, they should line up pretty well, unless you did like I did over here on this side when I had my shelf off, one little notch off, so I have a little bit of a gap down here. But you know what? I live in the real world where sometimes stuff just doesn't always go your way, but it'll be okay. So now once I get this tied where I want it, then I'm just going to take my big bolt cutters and we're going to trim it off right there, just like that, this whole piece, so that we will make that end cap, and then we will do the same thing again on the top to make the top of the cage. So now that we've got that on there, what I'll do is we will just take it this way and do the same thing that we did on the bottom and tie it all together to make our nice solid end cap, just like that, mud and everything. So first things first, I'm going to get this piece here wired on. Then I'm going to do the same thing on across the top like this and trim it off and get this one wired on good and solid, and then we'll do the same thing to that end, and then we'll see you when we get the ends on. Okay guys, we got our end pieces on. You're going to need, if you're using the same size material that we're using, you're going to need close to 15 feet for your two end sections, or you can just get another 20-inch wide or 16-inch wide, whatever you want to do. But we just use a couple of pieces of scrap to end cap here. And with these lips the way that they are, this end will also help support the bottom to keep anything on the end from flopping. It makes it good and solid and one nice piece. So now we take we have two remaining 12-foot by 20 inches, and we're going to lay them on top. This first one here, we're going to lay it on, and we are going to wire this one secure so that it doesn't move. It's going to be completely secured, and then the next section that we lay on, we'll wire them together like we did on the bottom, and that'll be the fold-up lid, but we'll do that here in a second. So now I'm going to put this lid together, wire this first section on solid, and then we'll put the other piece on and we'll get back with you here in a minute. Okay guys, so we got our first top piece on, and what we're doing now is we're going to put in our dividers. If you were going to use this as a grow out and wasn't going to use it as separate cages or whatever, then feel free to go ahead and put your other piece of your cover on, your lid, and go to town. But since we're using these for doe cages, and we're going to have 4 cages, every 3 feet we're going to put in a cage divider. And we've cut some pieces that'll fit on the inside there. This is just some old PVC sign that we've got that we cut to shape, and we're going to use 2 sections of this. We're going to put them in every 3 feet. Let me just show you what we're going to do here. Every 3 feet we're going to put in a piece of it. That way we'll start separating our cages like that. And what I'll do is I'll just drill a couple of little holes down through here, and we use wire ties or zip ties to attach them to the cage. So give me a second to go ahead and get these in, and we'll get back with you when we're ready to put the rest of the lid on. Okay guys, we got our dividing walls in to make our 4 cages. Now we take our remaining piece of shelf and we just lay it up here like this onto the top. Now, like I said earlier in the video, I live in the real world where things don't always work the way that they should. You may have some gaps, you may have your walls stretched out a little bit too much. It's okay. It's okay. That's why you put everything together before the lid. As long as there's not enough space for something to get into it or one of the rabbits to get out, you're good. So all I'm going to do now is take some baling wire or trapping wire, whatever it is that you have around, and we're just going to put them like this through the lid and you're pretty much just making door hinges. And what I'll do is I'll tighten these down just a little bit, but you want to give yourself enough room for this lid to lift open like this. So let me get these wired up, and once I get them all wired up and good to go, then we will show you what it looks like when we are complete. So just wire everything together, do the best you can. You know, you don't get prizes for if it looks the coolest or if it works the best. The prize that you get are happy, healthy bunnies, because the cage that they're living in is clean and easy maintained. So, and that's what we have here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a hinge here. I'm going to put one in the middle of the cage. And I'm going to put one on each side of the divider wall. That way, if it comes to the point to where I want to cut these lids to where just a 1 lid per cage, I can do that easily. So I'm going to put one on each side of this wall right here. And that'll give us a total of 12 across the top. And once I get those on, then we'll get back with you. Okay guys, here's the finished product. We got our lid. What I did was I cut it in half for now. All I did was took my nippers and nip these main bars here on this thing so that we can make the separate lids for each one of the cages, or for 2 of the cages at once anyway. And then I'll probably at some point go ahead and cut them again. That way each cage has got its own lid, but I'll do that again at some other point. And now we just we use our little spring latches that'll hook onto this bar and that'll latch them down. We don't have any of those right now, but we'll get some, and then we'll get them mounted. But as you can see, they're good, they're sturdy, they're solid. They're large for larger rabbits and larger breeds. We'll have plenty of spaces to put nesting box in, which we'll put nesting box in here, and we'll mount the feeders and the waterers and all that kind of stuff on there, and they will last a long time. So, and it took about, I'd say about 3 hours or so getting after it, and you can have it all put together. And 4 large doe cages, I'm happy. So here in an upcoming video here soon, we will show you guys taking it up to the barn and mounting it and doing all the good stuff in it, putting the food in the water and moving the bunnies into it. So I hope this helps. I hope this gives you some ideas. Take it for what it's worth. Make it your own. And good luck. So you guys have a great day. Thank you very much for watching. God bless. The end. Buzz, the end.